All right, let's go to this conversation now. Former Mineral Resources Minister Mosebenzi Zwane has been fined his salary, a portion thereof, and must issue an apology to the House in Parliament and may not participate in parliamentary debates. This is for a full term. Now, this sanction comes as the National Assembly adopted a report from the Ethics Committee finding him guilty of several state capture breaches of the Ethics Code. Now, the committee found that he received benefits from the Guptas, which he did not disclose. These include travel, hotel stays, and being chauffeured in a luxury vehicle, all paid for by the Guptas. Let's now speak to Bekizwe Nkosi, Joint Committee on Ethics and Members' Interests co-chair, who joins us live now. Baba, thank you so much for your time. Do appreciate it this evening. There are, of course, people who probably missed the story a little earlier on and are wondering, is it 5 days? Is it 5 months? As there are some varying reports in this regard.
The term of the legislature usually takes about 3 months. So when you say a member is suspended for a term, we refer to a parliamentary cycle. And that is effective from the time the report is tabled and the member appears in the House.
I was talking about his salary.
No, the salary issue really is in terms of the breaches committed. We observed that the maximum we can really impose on a member is 3 months. And we decided that because of various breaches, whatever we impose will result in I think it's a full month of losing those salary benefits, which will be affected by the National Assembly.
So is it, because there's varying reports, and that's why I ask you this, because some people even expressing confusion, is it a month's salary? Am I hearing you correctly? Or is it 5 days salary, or is it 5 months salary? There's 3 different reports here.
No, it's cumulatively it will come to a month.
Okay.
In total.
All right.
Because the imposition of those things we determine that they must run concurrently.
But Nkosi, some are saying that this is a slap in the wrist, and they feel that more could have been done to show the seriousness of some of these allegations. How do you respond?
In the first place, we work according to our own code. So we will not impose a punishment that is outside of the provisions of the code in terms of the breach. In this instance, in fact, we went in terms of the code and decided in terms of the code that we have the power to impose any other sanctions not provided in the code. And that's where the issue of the salary suspension comes in, and the issue in particular of barring the member from being in the precincts and participating in the affairs of the committees and the assembly, to which he will have a responsibility to explain to his constituency. So our code permits us to do what it provides for. It may be regarded as a slap on the wrist, and I can tell you that in the committee we debated the sanctioning over a long time, and there were various views. But in the final end, we do only what is provided for by our own code and nothing beyond.
Were the views that were looking for a much more tougher sanction?
There were other members who felt that we should impose a tougher sanction. But when you look at the code, it permits us to do to impose certain sanctions, and not what I may, as Bekizwe Nkosi, feel that a member must be, for example, there were other people who are saying that a member must be expelled as a member of parliament. We do not have those powers.
Now, let's talk about whether or not you know why he was a no-show.
I wouldn't know. The arrangement is usually between the member and the National Assembly to secure the attendance of the member when the report is tabled. So once we table the report, it is out of the committee's control, but it is unprecedented that a member is not presenting themselves when the sanction is being, when the report is being provided and read in the House, particularly by the Speaker, and the sanction is read. So what will happen thereafter is an issue between the member and the National Assembly. It's, as I say, regrettable that he did not present himself when he was required to, when the Speaker read the report.
So could we then see this particular move by the committee as the net then closing in on the others who were named as well in the Zondo report as far as accountability in Parliament is concerned, given the fact that there are some in Parliament that would have been named in the report with some serious allegations?
Firstly, I just want to clarify that we deal with an individual issue and a complaint against a particular member. The fact that there are other members that have been referred, it's true and it's a fact, and those matters are before the committee. But we do not deal with matters as a group. We deal with this issue individually in relation to the specific allegations that are made against members and arrive at a decision whether to exonerate or to find that there is a breach. But that is, we don't deal with people as a group in a nutshell.
Are you able to tell us how many you're currently dealing with as individuals right now, as a committee?
I don't have the total number, but I think it's close to about 7 matters that have appeared before us. And in our next meeting in June, we will then take decisions on next steps in relation to each and every one of those.
So it's June this year, in about possibly next month. Is it next month or is it next year, June?
Yeah, yes, we meet on a monthly basis, but we've decided not to meet in May because we've had 2 successive meetings in March and April, and we moved our meeting to May.
All right, Nkosi, thank you so much. I know you were in transit. Thank you for taking our call. We do appreciate it, and your network letting us down slightly there, but do appreciate your time. That was Bekizwe Nkosi, Joint Committee on Ethics and Members' Interests co-chair, of course, giving us some of the meat there in the story around former Minister Mosebenzi Zwane, who's of course an ANC MP, and the sanctions that he's then been, slapped with right now, and saying that this was within the code and it was within their work as a committee.